Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK and we're now well into May. May is my favourite month. I've said it. There's something to appreciate in every time of the year, I always think, but May I just love. It's when all the trees are blossoming, the flowers are everywhere. We often have quite good weather, although it isn't brilliant today. And here in the UK, we have two long weekends because there are two bank holidays at the beginning, one at the beginning and one at the end of May. So it makes it a much easier month to get through somehow. If I only had to officially work 4 days a week all the time, I think I would be a much happier person than I am. And it's my life's ambition really to try and corral my work life into 4 days a week, but that simply never happens. And in fact, there's a lot of unofficial work that goes on at weekends and so forth. So yeah, it would just be great, wouldn't it, if we had a 4-day official working week, I think, and just give us a couple of days to relax and a day to kind of catch up on all the work that needs to be done and can't be done when we're doing the ordinary work, as it were, depending what your job is. So, sorry, there's a bit of a ramble to begin with. The point of this video is actually to deal with my favourite items, or items I've been using a lot in April. April was a slightly strange month. I think all months have been strange in this last year, haven't they? But we had Easter at the beginning of the month, so a couple of days off, certainly for me and for most of us. And I actually then managed to get a week away and travelled a bit, which just hasn't been happening at all. But we're all still wearing masks. We're all still doing a lot of Zoom conferences or the equivalent. And we're still not really going out socialising, certainly not to dressy places. The most we can do in the UK is go and sit outside at the pub or the restaurant and freeze to death. So it's a kind of a disincentive to major kind of dressing up or making up. So that's my excuse for still not really using as many products as I have in the past, or getting through really trying out some of the endless new products that I keep on buying. But there have been a few things that I've repeatedly used and largely enjoyed. I think kind of new this week, I'm always moving about between the complexion products. And this month I started off by getting out my Trini London set of makeup, which I did a whole video on this when I first invested in the system, and it's really a system for women on the go with all the products in little pots that you can stack and take with you. And the base product when I started was a BFF cream called the Skin Perfector with SPF 30. And you can see I've pretty much got through mine. I had kind of, this was in light, there are different colours. I had mixed feelings when I first got it. It's one of these that goes onto the skin completely white, and you think, well, what kind of coverage is that giving you? It's supposed to kind of blur and make things generally look a bit better. And it does actually, bizarrely, kind of give a bit of evening of tone. And I took that with me when I went away, and I'm kind of not wearing as much makeup because I wear a SPF in addition. So with this, that was good coverage and just kind of made me look more awake. So I was wearing that quite a lot. And then when I was looking at the Trini site, there's now a new product which is called the BFF Serum De-Stress. So I rapidly ordered that. And you can see this one actually does have a bit of colour. Forgive my hands. Although I have been using hand cream, they really are suffering at the moment, and I'm not really getting to the bottom of it. So this is a treatment coverage, and there isn't a huge choice of colours, but it works in, you can see it's not huge coverage, but definitely more than the BFF cream. Feels very, very nice, very moisturising, very soothing on the skin. Just gives enough colour, really. Does this have a SPF? I'm not sure that it does. Yeah, you're supposed to wear it on top of your SPF, which is what I do. So I was wearing that a lot on holiday with a very natural look. And then to give myself a bit of coverage where I did need it on top of that, you remember I wasn't very complimentary about the Westminster Atelier range as a whole, and particularly the, what are they called? Vital Skin Foundation Stick is what they're called. I had 2 of these, and I think I pretty much reviewed them as okay, but not as good as the Tom Ford ones, and I'd agree with that actually still. But, you know, I've bought it, so I may as well use it up. And, you know, they're not bad. They definitely are useful for covering up when you're wearing a product like the one I've just showed you from Trini. I put this on my chin where I've got, you know, slightly more open pores and definitely a bit of redness, and just around the corners of my nose as well, sometimes a bit on the cheek area. Blend in with fingers or brush. Fingers actually works the best. The reason I kind of picked this one to go away with rather than the Tom Ford one is simply size, and this is a lighter, smaller size really, and it does the job, so I have been using it up. I should be showing you all these new blushes that I'm using, and I thought I would use the Guerlain Meteorites a lot because I really like it, but it's a bit fiddly to use. So yet again, I found myself taking the Suku liquid, it's a bit dirty, blush, which is Shimmer Liquid Blush in 01. It's a great product, you know. So easy, light, portable, pump action, pretty flush, bit of shimmer, quite a natural look, reasonable last. You can't beat it really. And I think the truth of the matter is, as my skin ages, these liquid blushes or cream blushes are much more flattering. So I've got good use out of that again this month, and you can see still hardly made any impression on the little bottle because you only need the tiniest bit. Along with that on the cheeks, I have used 2 products. Again, I didn't give the greatest initial review to the Summer Dune Luminizer in Pink June from Dior, which is part of, the new release. Of the 2, you'll remember I got the coral one and this one. This one was kind of my least favourite when I swatched it, fingers and hands as it were. But it does look really pretty on the skin. It's not too in your face. It's quite subtle. It's kind of peachy pink. And on top of that blush, it does look really pretty. So when I can be bothered, that's gone on as well. And the other product that I pulled out, actually, when I was kind of looking at the Chanel Pearl and Eclat collection, which I didn't buy that much from, was this, again, what's it called? It's called Sculpting Baume Essentiel. So one of these stick balms, and I think they released 2 with the Pearl collection, and I didn't buy either of them. This is one from the permanent collection, which I already had forgotten about. Now this gives a really kind of wet finish, which is a bit startling to begin with, but actually used reasonably discreetly looks quite nice. And again, it's just a very convenient travel product. to take. So I have been using that. That's sculpting of the ones. I didn't do a dedicated video on the, is it Pearl and Eclat collection. I didn't buy the eye palette in the end. I bought the eye pencil and I bought the 2 nail polishes. They're both pretty, and this one doesn't feel quite as seasonal at the moment. I've been wearing this a lot because, again, I've been going for the slightly natural look. I've got it on at the moment, in fact, and it just gives a kind of pretty pearlescent sheen. Again, I'm sure lots of formulas and ranges will do that. Do you need a Chanel one at, I think are they £20 or £22 now? I mean, it seems like yesterday they were £18 and they go up all the time. And I think they're sold out now. And again, simplicity, I've been using the Stile Ombre Contour. This is an old one I had in Contour Clair, still good to go. And this is the recent one, Ombre Contour, in Beige Perlé. I showed you that last month, I think. Really easy to use as a shadow, perhaps with a bit of a powder over it, or you can use it on its own. You can outline, you can smudge. It's one stop and go. Lipsticks, although I've bought so many, I still don't seem to be using them so much. One thing that I have been carrying in my handbag and using is the Barbara Sturm lip balm. It's really nice. I've been making a bit of a dint in it. It does feel really nourishing on the lips. Would I have paid full price for this? This came in a kit. No, probably not. You might as well do with a cheaper one. But I have it, so I have been using it. Perfume, you know that I have talked about Another 13 by Le Labo a lot. It's my most kind of positively remarked upon perfume, and I do wear it a lot. Not that people are remarking on perfume at the moment because nobody gets near enough. And I thought I'd just show you this because I have the spray eau de parfum, which I use all the time. This is a liquid balm which I saw on their website, and this was quite useful for my handbag. Took this one away. It's a kind of rollerball. It's definitely the same fragrance in a slightly oily form, which lasts quite well. And if you're into this fragrance, worth looking at to carry in your handbag rather than a spray. And so I have been using that again whilst I've been away. And the other perfume that I guess I'm trying to use up, it's not really a spring perfume. It's Chanel Bois des Îles, which I'd been using when I was at home. And the reason I say not a traditional spring perfume, although I do like to mix up when I wear my perfumes, is it smells quite woody on me. But there was just something about it that I was enjoying in the kind of mixed weather we'd got. And when I looked at what the notes was supposed to be, I mean, it smells quite complex to me. So although it's definitely got the aldehyde, you'd know it was a Chanel from a mile off, and the kind of woody, sandalwoody base, definitely, that I can smell. When I looked up the notes, in fact, the top notes were quite surprising in that they were a kind of mixture of fruity and floral. So neroli, peach, bergamot and mandarin. And I thought, well, that's definitely why I'm feeling this is a bit more complex, and actually I'm enjoying it as a spring perfume as much as a winter perfume. So definitely one, I think, for you to try if you like. You've got to like Chanel fragrances because there's definitely that iris aldehyde notes there that are there in so many Chanel fragrances. It's I'd say kind of slightly mature perfume, so there is an element of that slightly powdery smell that I know some young people say is kind of old lady. I don't think it is. I think it can be quite sophisticated, but maybe that's because I'm an old lady. I don't know. But it's definitely a very complex bouquet, and you might like it. So I've definitely been enjoying it in the last month. I think I will put it away now, even though I haven't used up that bottle. It'll go somewhere dark, and it'll still last over to another year. That's the great thing with perfumes, good perfumes, if you keep them properly. So those were my favourites for April. I am determined in May to get down to using some of the new products that have been piling up and being a bit more mindful in doing some skin care and makeup. But until then, bye for now.